U.S. federal prosecutors will seek the death penalty against the Buffalo supermarket shooter. 10 black people died and 3 others were injured in a racially motivated mass shooting in May of 2022. The CBC's Linda Ward is tracking the story.
Federal prosecutors will seek the death penalty, as you say, against 20-year-old Payton Gendron. Gendron, heavily armed, wearing tactical gear, went into a Tops supermarket in a predominantly black neighborhood in Buffalo, New York in 2022, killing 10 people, injuring 3 others. Now, he was already serving multiple life sentences for the deaths of those 10 people, and he was also serving other charges in relation to the injured in that case. And he pleaded guilty to state charges of murder and hate-motivated domestic terrorism. But the state of New York does not have capital punishment. Still, executions are possible in federal cases, and so he is now also facing federal charges of hate crimes and weapons-related charges. Now, he had offered to plead guilty to those charges if the Justice Department agreed not to pursue the death penalty in his case. But today, of course, they said that they would. And the justification, they say, is the intentional infliction of bodily injury, intentional participation in an act resulting in death, and the blatant racism associated with the shooting. Now, family members have been waiting a long time for this. They were called to a federal court for a meeting today. We know that family members have been split as to whether or not they wanted the death penalty in this case. Some say they would rather see him sit in prison than undergo another lengthy trial, and sentencing that we're hearing could take weeks, Andrew.
And Linda, it's not often that we hear about the Justice Department seeking the death penalty, especially in recent years. So how significant is this? Yeah,
this is fairly significant. This is really only the second time Attorney General Merrick Garland has pursued the death penalty in his tenure. Once against the driver of a truck in 2017 who killed 8 people in Manhattan. The other in the 2018 shooting in a Pittsburgh synagogue. Now, those, it's worth noting, were both under the previous administration. President Biden campaigning publicly, standing publicly against the death penalty. We know there is a moratorium in place pending a review, but this would make this the very first capital case that has been authorized by the Biden administration.
The CBC's Linda Ward in Toronto.